All right, everyone, it's time for episode 3 of Kamen Rider Geats, which I'm dubbing Night of the Living Geats because zombies. I love zombie games, I love zombie movies, so I'm like, hey, this will be a fun little game for them to play in this episode. But I'm getting ahead of myself because that is not in the beginning of this episode. We actually start off episode 3 with Kawa in his room, kind of recording a video diary on his phone, basically going over his point of view from the first 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Geats. When Sumari appears in his room, she's just chilling in his room at the foot of his bed, just standing there with her little tablet, watching him record this. And then she brings up the fact that it is forbidden to tell anybody who is not a part of the Desire Grand Prix about it, and that it will mean you get disqualified. In which he says flat out, hey, no, it's just a diary. I'm not sharing it with anyone. It's just for me, just personal, you know. Then he asked more. He's really hung up on like Mr. Tyra and what happened. He actually brings up again, is it true, since you could wish them back, where are the people who get yeeted in the Desire Grand Prix? And she says only the Jamato know where these people are. They're the only ones who know, which I know we're only 3 episodes in. I want to know more about these aliens. I really do. I have a lot of questions. I'm okay with the pacing. I can wait for those answers. So we also get now some more backstory to Neon, because she's having lunch with her mom. She talks about her subscriber count and you know how happy she is, and then her mom's just like, nah, like just does not even care about any of that stuff. And she said, you're already set for a happy life, and does not approve of what she's doing. And I'm like, okay, I get that. See where she's coming from. Then adding more mystery to Ace, so to speak. We see him on a rooftop in front of his own very big billboard of himself, and he literally says he's getting close to finding someone. And I'm like, who is he looking for? And I was like, it's already enough where it's like he won before and made himself a star to the star of the stars, and everyone basically fawns over him. And now he's looking for someone too, and I'm like, man, there's gonna be layers to Ace, and I can't wait till we get some big revelations. So we're right now, I like that, like, it's not, Geats isn't taking place just in the game the whole time. This isn't just, hey, play these games. We're seeing them while they're waiting around with other civilians. They can't talk about the Desire Grand Prix at all to anyone, which is very intriguing. So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, like this is where we get the backstory of like their home lives, and you can kind of see more of why these characters are picking what they desire if they won. So I thought that was really cool to see. Neon, basically we find out like her mom's just like, nah, like we have money, you don't need to do all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay. So after Ace and all this other stuff, we see Neon's live streaming again. She's talking about her 50th attempt to escape her family. But all that stuff aside of her trying to escape her family, could we talk about the fact that she has her own OP and dance for her stream? Like, instantly she's like, all right, now it's time for the opening dance. And I'm like, wait, what? And very charming, very entertaining. And then Ace just walks into frame because it's Ace, and then you see all her fans like speculating and losing their shit because Neon is obviously super popular content creator, and Ace is the most famous of all famous. We cut to a school where everyone's like watching the phone, losing their shit, and we got good old Kanado Japan sitting there just shrugging it off like he's all smug. But he opens his backpack and he's got the Magnum buckle on him. He's always stays strapped with that Magnum buckle. He always keeps the thing on him just in case. And I thought that was pretty cool that he's just walking. Like, I get when they have the belts, I didn't think the gimmicks and stuff, they have to carry all that stuff with them, because we go back to Neon and Ace talking, and next thing you know, her bodyguards find her. And I was just like, okay, this is gonna make for some entertainment scenes, because they start fawning over him and asking for an autograph while she slips away, and Ace's phone goes off saying, hey, next round's up, get there now. Now we get round 2, zombie survival game, How this works is there are 3 waves of zombies, so there are 3 rounds. You defeat all 3 waves to get points. You want to stop the zombies from getting to the main town because you don't want that infection to spread and basically cause a global outbreak of zombiness. And we actually see a breakdown of the points and everything else. Now, they aren't in English, but I do have a translation. So at the top, a kill is 1,000 points. Rescuing a civilian is 3,000. A headshot is 200 points. Backshot is 200 points. A 2 combo is 500. A 3 combo is 700. An assist is 100. Special move combination 1,000. First blood 200. One shot 500. Long shot 300. Point blank 400. No damage 400. Revolve change is 100 points. No weapon killed 200 points. And then at the bottom, the ones in the red, overkill is minus 800. Not sure what that would mean 100%. Leaving the area is minus 1,500 points. And attacking another player minus 2,000. And sabotage minus 1,000. And I was like, okay, so once again, sabotage has been brought up one more time. And I was like, I'm always intrigued whenever, you know, especially the sabotage thing, after they talked about it inside the lounge area in the last episode. I'm like, I want to see some more of the sabotaging taking place. And we got one of the funniest things ever, because it's score attack, basically. Okay, let's be realistic here. And once again, we get Ace and Azuma interacting with each other, and I love their dynamic, even though there hasn't been a lot to it and more depth to it, but the back and forth of just Azuma just doesn't like Ace, and Ace is arrogant, and he always thinks he's better than him. They make a bet. If Ace has a higher score, he will take the zombie buckle from Azuma. And if Azuma wins, he would do the same, which is taking the shield and water raise buckles from Ace. So I was like, okay, cool. Finally, everyone shows up, like into the game world. They get sent over. We finally get like a henshin from everybody, because we've seen Ace with his snapping the fingers, but we get to see everyone's henshin poses. I really, really liked that. I don't know if it was just me, but Keiwa's kind of reminded me of O's with the pose a little bit. But yeah, we got to see a cool henshin sequence with everybody. I really enjoyed that. And now that the game has begun, I thought maybe, after, Neon and Keiwa and all them actually seeing how the game works after the last episode, Keiwa would actually step up and be a little more aggressive and stuff like that. But instead we get Keiwa hiding behind a tree, and I was like, man, is he hiding again? But I didn't realize the fact that he was actually rescuing civilians, and I was like, oh, good on him. Get those good points, because that's some good points right there. Like, he could easily just save civilians and get points, especially from the standpoint he just saved 3 civilians, and just like that, his phone goes off. He cleared a secret mission, and you gotta love games when they have secret missions that you don't know about, because I'm like, okay, if they're already planting to see their secret missions as well in the Desire Grand Prix, I can only imagine what else we're going to get down the road. And oddly enough, he does this, and he gets the boost buckle again as his little mission box reward. And I'm going to say this right now, I really hope no one else comes up to him with a sad story about how they want to help children with their wish, because if he gets tricked again out of this buckle, I'm done. Get him out of here. Like, I don't even know what I would say. Next up, we see Neon actually in action with her hammer raised buckle fighting zombies. Right off the bat, I'm watching this and she's getting all happy, and I'm like, you're not even going for headshots. You're hitting them in the chest and kicking them away. That's not how you kill zombies. Okay, zombies don't have health points. The brains. You cave in the head, you shoot the head, you go for the brain, that's it. No other time we got freaking Japan up on the rooftop with the Magnum boost, just the Magnum for his sniping pleasure, just taking out all of the zombies like a true camper. You gotta respect it, because that's what he does. He did that, last time. I respect that in a zombie game. And Neon starts to struggle because she can't take him out, and she literally asks Japan to help, and he just disrespectfully declines, because he's like, we aren't on a team. Like, why am I going to team up with you? Why am I going to help you? And as she's about to get eaten by zombies, Ace shows up. Ace with he has the shield raised buckle on, which I think I like that design a little bit better than the water one. I do like it a bit. And we get a montage of Ace and Neon basically fighting zombies, but it's really Neon running around from them and Ace doing some cool water tricks with his water gun, flooding everything and taking everyone out. And with that, I guess we get the end of the first round. And we now notice that Ace obviously is in first and Azuma's in second. And even though he wasn't really shown much in this, Mary is in fifth and Neon is in last. So right now she's the one at risk to be disqualified, because whoever's in last place with the points by the end of all 3 rounds, they're done. They're disqualified from the Desire Grand Prix. And I'm curious if being disqualified from the Grand Prix is the same as if you get yeeted, because then, or do you just get disqualified, you go back, live your life, and you're basically no memory of it? I'm really curious about what disqualification means. And also, Ace, being the fair guy he is, takes Azuma's zombie buckle, but offers him the water one. And I was like, what a gentleman. Like, Ace is such a stand-up guy. Like, honestly, I mean, he didn't have to do that. Like, he is so charitable. Actually, no, because that's some petty shit I would do, honestly. I'd be like, oh, thanks. I don't need this water one. Here you go. Water doesn't do anything against zombies. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. All right, so now it's the lounge area in between rounds, and, Neon's a little upset. She's like, hey, what can we do about, what about, like, more buckles, this and that? Is there, like, can I buy some stuff? Because, she has money, she's rich, and, microtransactions. Come on now. I mean, and I was joking when I was thinking about that, but honestly, there are microtransactions, because little butler dude literally says, hey, yeah, if you do well based on your performance, you can earn desire money that could be spent on cosmetic items. And I was like, really? Cosmetic items? I was like, whatever. Like, this is hilarious. And I was like, but it's cosmetic items for when they're in the lounge area. I don't know if there's more depth to it, where there might be cosmetic items for your actual Kamen Rider, which I think would be kind of cool. But it's flat out said, no raised buckles, no buckles, none of that can be purchased. They can only be earned or found in the games. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I mean, that's a fair for a game. If there's microtransaction that's only cosmetic, I'm okay with that. We also learn that more about Neon's wish/desire. It's for her to meet her prince, and yeah. And then Azuma and freaking Japan, they talking in the hallway, and Azuma just says all Kamen Riders are his enemies. Japan's definitely trying to team them up, and no one cares because it's time for wave 2 or round 2. Right off the bat, Neon's struggling. Japan saves her again this time and says sorry for being rude, and that he's actually a big fan and that she worked together. Now, if anyone saw earlier in the episode when he was disgusted that, we know that's not true. It's definitely a trap. And we finally see Geats in the zombie form. I'm not gonna lie, super badass. The shoulder pads and everything else remind me of, my age is gonna show here because obviously I gotta make an old reference, Mutant League Football, 100%. And that's all I got. And then we go back, we see that it was a trap because Japan shot Neon in the back when they were in a building, and she fell below, and now she's surrounded by zombies getting attacked. And it even says he lost points because he attacked another player. But Ace jumps in to save the day, and then it leads to Japan actually taking shots at Geats. Lots of shots, actually. And he hits him with one of the coolest looking kicks I've seen, because it was a zombie one, so there's a bunch of graveyard stones around, and then just boom, kicks him. And I thought that was pretty cool, and I was like, wait, Ace is gonna get a penalty for this, isn't he? Like, Geats is gonna lose 2,000 points for this. That's what happens when you attack another player. But that wasn't the point, because we find out when this whole entire round is over that Japan was infected, because he was bitten in the beginning of or during round 1 when he was on the rooftop, sniping, and there's zombies up there. We saw a quick clip where zombies were coming at him, but no follow up. He got bit on the arm, so he actually is infected. Now, I don't know what this means. And we get a quick backstory for Kanado, Japan, and what his wish is and why. Apparently he was a basketball star, he was playing in high school, this and that. He was hit by a car and couldn't play anymore, and he was so bitter that his wish is for a world without humans. Just let that sink in. A world without humans. And I was like, damn, that's super salt. And then right after we get all that, Neon faints, falls over, and we learn that she too is infected. She was either bit or scratched on the back of her neck. And that's literally how the episode ends. But we get one more Desire Grand Prix rule. If you lose life during the game, you will leave this mortal world. Please be careful. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? That's crazy. But that's it for episode 3 of Kamen Rider Geats. Like, man, there's a lot on there. I really enjoyed this. I like the pacing. Like, we got some more backstory to Ace. We're finally learning more about everyone else's desires. They keep bringing up sabotage and disqualification, so I'm really curious on what those are going to mean and what that's going to be. But, like, as of right now, I'm hooked. I actually am liking Geats more than most modern Reiwa Kamen Riders from a start standpoint. Who knows how it's going to continue, but right now, I have no issues. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Kamen Rider Geats episode 3. Are you hooked? I'm really enjoying it. I need the zombie buffalo, by the way. I need to get it. But yeah, I got some other stuff I'm working on, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Like I said, comment, let me know what you think about Geats episode 3. I am really getting into the show now. Like, I'm looking forward to it every week. And I like the games. And I'm curious what other games we're gonna get. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.